there's something that is so wrong that we're somehow separate from the rest of society. Mm-hmm. And so when you can find people who've had life experiences and get together, and then you see other people who have managed to build successful lives in spite of their anxieties.
Yeah.
I know someone who was like me, was afraid to drive on the highway.
Oh my.
And she just managed, about a year ago, she managed a trip to Springfield and back by herself. Or I've been afraid of swimming in the deep water in the pool. Or there was a time when I couldn't sit through a church service because the anxiety attacks would be so strong. But then when you get together and you talk to people who've had life experiences and you see that they have other parts of their lives that they have created very successfully, you know that you can get through it.
Yeah. And it's funny, I actually can now joke about, you mentioned a car. My husband and I got hit really badly with a head-on collision thanks to two teenagers joyriding. And it really freaked me out. It was the second really bad accident. When I was younger in the Air Force, a guy that was drunk and high and speeding hit my car in my driver's side door. So I really freaked out. And I thought it was fun. Last year, my husband and I went on a trip to New Orleans. And he flew in, he picked me up, and we were driving, and this cop car all of a sudden sped around and did a donut almost in the middle of the median and sped to go out onto the road. And I just lost it. And who'd have thought, so many years later, I'm still having issues. And it took me a long time. I realized, oh, great, I get to deal with this. And I had a little bit of a depressed moment because I didn't expect myself to be yanking my husband's wheel and screaming in the middle of traffic anymore. And I'm so grateful. I love my husband so much. JD is just, he's an amazing man. Because he didn't freak out. My 6'5", big, strong, muscly man just said, baby, it's okay. And we just breathed together in the car. You'd think we were doing Lamaze. And here we are just breathing together. So it's amazing, and we now laugh about that, but it did give me a little bit of a depressed moment there because I just didn't expect that to still bug me sometimes. And by talking about it, I can.
Yeah, similar situations will tend to bring those moments back.
Yeah.
But the good news is that those moments coming back are never as strong as the original event.
Yes.
And to get through the original event, you can get through the times when those moments come back. It's not, we don't have to be victimized to it. And one of the ways to not be victimized is to connect.
Say again?
With people. Connect.
Yeah, talking. Just like you and I are doing it. It's amazing how much, here we are, we laugh about it, but back then it was rather traumatic, but just sitting here talking, it doesn't bug me. And it's wonderful because that connection is so important. It's amazing what it does, especially when dealing with, individuals that are dealing with post-traumatic stress. As you know, that's our focus here. Being able to reach out with someone that understands and gets it from a personal perspective is huge. So
now there is something that's called post-traumatic. I'm trying to think of the right term. Post-traumatic. And why can't I think of it?
Because you're on the spot. That's why you're live and on there.
Post-traumatic growth.
Yes.
That's what it is. So if you learn to look at those events as opportunities to grow, then it takes on a different perspective.
Yes, it does. Just so you guys know, post-traumatic growth is when you have positive psychological changes that are experienced as a result of your struggle, with highly challenging life experiences. And that growth is so important. You deserve to recognize it, that those positive changes. Because of some of the trauma that I have experienced, I am more compassionate and empathetic to individuals who are going through trauma in different circumstances. Just to give you an example. And just the PTSD retreat would not be here without that post-traumatic growth.
And we wouldn't be talking without that.
I know.
Post-traumatic growth. So, what do you recommend for people? Well, very often post-traumatic stress accompanies depression. Anxiety and depression are called the twins.
Mm-hmm.
I think I read that someplace. Depression. I don't know if I can say this as a fact, but depression and anxiety frequently coexist.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it is a fact.
Well, there's a lot of individuals with dual diagnoses where they're dealing with depression very strongly, and their anxiety actually trigger each other.
That's what I was just thinking. They feed off of one another.
Mm-hmm.
And they trigger one another. So the question is, how is that cycle broken? Or how's that, maybe not broken, but how is that cycle changed?
I found there's a lot of different things that can be done to break a cycle. Like doing something you absolutely cannot stand to do. I absolutely cannot stand running. I hate it with a passion. Hate it. I went out and did a half marathon.
Uh-huh.
I had 2 weeks notice. I get to thank my wonderful buddy Ben for this. I still want to kick his tail for not giving me any notice, for reminding me that I'd made a promise to go while in Afghanistan. He's like, when we get back, we're going to do this. And I'm like, sure, yeah. He goes, your promise? Yes. And he reminded me 2 weeks notice. I had 2 weeks notice. And I was not in any shape for it. I mean, I was fat as could be. I can say that, you guys, because I'm talking about me. And I was totally down. And this call came out of nowhere. And I went and did a half marathon. It was crazy. Thank you very much.
I would not do that.
You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, because I had no preparation. It just goes to show me that a lot of the things that we say we can't do is really just something in our minds, because I was not going to not finish.
So you went ahead and finished it. So in other words, you're saying that one way to break the cycle is to do something that you previously thought you could not do.
Yeah, exactly. And I did not want to do it. But I did it, and I broke it, and I was able, and it gave me such a sense of empowerment.
Uh-huh.
So just as much as I'd like to kick Ben in the tail, I also shake his hand and give him a hug. Because I did something, and it empowered me. I know that I can do it again, and I've done 2 half marathons, and I'm going to do a full marathon, because if I can do 13 miles, I can do 26. So but I stepped out of my comfort zone. So it's another thing.
Did you run the whole way, or did you run and walk?
I speed walk, and so I sped walk and moved, and I will tell you this, at the end of it, I was not walking very well. I did a little jog thing, the ranger walk, and at the end of it, I had 20-something blisters on my feet, and because I'd forgotten my socks. By the way, if you guys ever go to do this for the first time, remember your socks. They're very important, because blisters do occur on top of blisters, and it hurts.
well, come to think of it, I never did think that I would be getting up in front of groups and talking. And the first time that I did it, I was absolutely terrified for about 15 minutes ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Just terrified. And the person who was working with me tried to get me to calm down. But the minute that I started talking, I was fine. I felt like I had done it for 100 years. It was just a great experience.
Yeah. I love that. That's how I feel every single time I talk in front of somebody. I get these wonderful butterflies that just don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And they like to create that sense of nausea. But then I get out there and I start speaking to people, and I do things on stage that I would never do in public. You know what I mean? On my own, I'll dance on stage in front of people. I just recently did that in New Jersey with the I Am Solove tour. Solove is one of our wonderful people that are helping us raise money. They have a new phone network where it's unlimited calling, text, and data, 4G network nationwide, only $49 a month, no contract. And I was there to get them to all sign this wonderful card for all the soldiers that says, we support our troops. And I danced on stage. And it was caught on film. I mean,
I didn't dance on stage, but I did learn how to use PowerPoint, and how to use the computer in connection with PowerPoint, and how to pause the PowerPoint and all those kinds of things, which was something I was very nervous about doing. I was afraid the computer would break down or something like that, and then I would just have to wing it.
Well, you know what? I get that. I have a feeling that when it came to winging it, you would have no problems because you have a sense of humor. So
that's right.
That comes in handy. So as you guys can see today, we're winding down to the end of our segment here today. There's a lot of different choices for people to choose to break cycles of depression and to step out of their comfort zone and grow. And I really appreciate you talking with me again today about all this. And folks, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Barbara here, her information's out there. Go to the first episode, you can get it there. And she's got her phone number, her email. You can contact her, and she'll love to contact you back. And you can also reach us at support@theptsdretreat.org. You can also call 801-580-1976. Again, that's 801-580-1976. Or you can go to the Facebook page at the PTSD Retreat. And I look forward to talking to each of you guys. And thank you so much for listening. This is Nicole Johnson-Starr with the PTSD Retreat. And Barbara...
I'm sorry. I would like to mention my book, Recovering from Depression, Anxiety, and Psychosis, available on through CreateSpace and on Amazon.
All right, you guys heard that? Please go and look at these books. This has got our personal story in it, and I've already ordered a copy, so I'm looking forward to getting that soon. So, all right, have a great day. Again, this is Nicole Johnson-Starr with Barbara Altman on the PTSD Retreat Radio Talk Show. Have a great day.